Recipe for you. I am making my pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, and this is something that I make pretty much all the time during the fall. And I use a recipe that's already vegan. So I use a recipe, I believe it was I got this from a girlfriend so long ago. It was actually my first ever vegan recipe that was given to me back in, oh my goodness, 2010, I think. Yeah, I think it was 2010. And so, it was just a copy, so I'm not quite sure where it's from. I think it could be from the Joy of Vegan Baking, I'm not sure, but you can still accentrify even a vegan recipe, and I'm going to show you what I do.
Yeah, you can see that this recipe is well loved. I probably need to retype it and add the changes that I do, but this is a vegan recipe. If you want to go ahead and screenshot it, I'll hold here for a second, but I changed some things because they were by accident. So you can see some of the changes I made. 1 cup of canned pumpkin. I actually, when I was doing this recipe, I didn't even see the cup for some reason, and I thought it just said 1 can of pumpkin. So I did that. It actually makes a difference in the recipe, and there we go. I mean, there's my 1 can of pumpkin. And then here where it says 1/3 cup of water and 2 tablespoons of flaxseed in the recipe, and then you were supposed to mix all these together. This was that's like the egg binder. So I actually did 2 egg replacer eggs with my energy egg replacer. And so I just do these 3, but instead of doing the water and the 2 tablespoons of ground flax, I do what the egg replacer says for 2 eggs. So that's what's in here right now. The rest I follow the same, except I don't put a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg. I put just like a shake. Nutmeg's a little strong for me, so I just kind of, and instead of walnuts, I add a full cup of chocolate chips. I don't do the walnuts. I don't know why, I just never liked it in this recipe. So see, you can still accentrify and modify a recipe, change the vegan parts into a different vegan way. And actually, I'll tell you something interesting.
I did all those vegan things by mistake. So I did the 1 cup of canned pumpkin to 1 can because I told you I misread it. And then the other one was I didn't have flaxseed, so I had egg replacer. And so I asked my friend, I said, hey, is that supposed to be the egg? And she said, yeah. And so I said, okay, I'll use my egg replacer and I'll just, I'll figure it out. And I said, well, what do you think 1/3 cup and 2 tablespoons is? Do you think that's like 2? And she was like, yeah, I think so. So kind of like troubleshot that and was like, all right, we'll just do 2 egg replacer eggs. And it works. It works in this recipe. The other thing that's kind of cool is that the flax tints the pumpkin, and it changes the color of this bright orange pumpkin. So after I get this all whisked together, so what I'm going to do is just mix there's not even a process to this, which is I'm not even going to show you. I'm just going to I go down the list of all the ingredients and dump it all together. That's it. So top to bottom, dump it all together. I do sift my flour like I normally do. I do sift it into here just so it's not lumpy. And then I will get them in the muffin tins and I'll show you how it looks when I'm done. But look at this, I'm gonna show you. Look how orange this is, okay? This is so bright orange, and when it bakes up, it keeps that color. And evidently, when you do it with the flax, it kind of makes it a little, I don't know, like a little browner. It's not as orange as it is like this. So I really like all the color. So, gonna go ahead and just dump all these dry ingredients in. We're gonna put them in some muffin tins and woohoo, we're gonna bake it up. Here we go. Stuff are 1 cup, and I am literally just eyeballing of chocolate chips. Doesn't hurt if you add a little bit more. Stir them in. We're gonna pop this into, I did a 375. I know the recipe says 350, but I'm on a little time crunch today. So 375 for, it doesn't take as long as it says. This recipe says 30 to 35 minutes. You really gotta watch it. I've taken them out as early as 25, so you just gotta watch your recipe. Make sure, watch your muffins, make sure they're not getting burnt. So we're gonna pop this in the oven real quick. Here they are, all done. Look how lovely and orange and puffy and beautiful and yummy, and I wish you could smell them. They are. So remember, you can accentrify any recipe, even if it is vegan already. So have fun. I hope you try this pumpkin recipe out. If you saw my, if you look at my feed on my Instagram for my eccentric kitchen, I made a pumpkin cake. This is the recipe I used. I just put it in a cake pan. Yeah, so you can use this pumpkin recipe pretty much anything. So yeah, enjoy.